Now, you wanted to warn me. That's why you called. Now, who did you want to warn me about, Christy? Who is out there? I am not going to hurt you, Christy.
I didn't want you to come here, Ted.
Well, then why do you have to run?
Because you're angry at me.
No.
Because you want to get even with me.
No, Christy. Okay, hey, stop it, all right? Look at me, stop it.
Why won't you let me go?
Oh, you've got to tell me what is going on. Now, I came here because you told me we're both in danger. Now, I want to know why.
You would have been a lot safer if you just stayed at home.
Well, then what about you?
Why do you care what happens to me after what I did to you?
I hate what you did, but I don't hate you. I think you had a reason for it. Hey, I thought you were too scared to do anything else. You see, that's why I wrote you those letters and tricked you into seeing me over at Jade's. Sure, I was scared too. I didn't want to go to prison for something I didn't do. But I also knew something was wrong, Christy. Now, I have been very angry. In fact, I am angry right now. But have I hurt you physically or even tried to?
No, but I can tell it's coming.
You can feel guilty. I mean, that's fine with me. I mean, you ought to. But that's not why I'm here. I want to know who this guy is so we can stop him before he tries to hurt you again. Hey.
Nick, I don't see it, but if you say it's here, I'll keep looking. No. Sorry you called. No, I'd like to see you. Okay. Bye. Gina, what are you doing?
I'm just taking these things out of your way.
No, they're not my way. I told Brandon he could come in and play. What are you packing them for?
Well, I'm going to take them out of town for a few days.
Where?
Just away from this house.
Does Daddy know about this?
Why should he know? Anyway, your father isn't talking to me.
No, well, Gina, you're not going.
Kelly, give that back to me.
He would not want you leaving with Brandon, you know that.
Brandon is my son. Your father has no say in it.
You know, you don't deserve him. I used to think you'd be good for Daddy, but Eden was right. You can't be trusted.
I did everything I could for your father. I gave up my career. I gave him all my time.
What career? Your shorthand?
I ran his household, and I put up with his arrogant, spoiled children.
Oh, yeah? And you even slept with one of them, didn't you?
You have no right to throw that up to me. You don't know what the situation was.
Don't tell me you're going to try and justify it, Gina.
Kelly, I have needs, just like anybody else. Got to the point your father wouldn't come near me.
I don't want to hear it.
What about your mother and Lionel? Why is she any different from me? Everyone conveniently forgot all about that, didn't they? And by the way, that is going to change. And what about your mother and Cece? They've been going on having an affair behind my back for how long?
Gina, come on. Mason is your stepson.
We're not related. Tell me, would it have been all right if it was somebody else? No, of course not. But with your parents, they can do anything, and you'll find an excuse for it. But with me, you'll take anything as proof that I'm just no good.
Look, my parents may make mistakes, but they don't lie about them.
Oh, Kelly, they've been lying for years.
You're getting no sympathy from me, Gina.
That's all right, because I feel sorry for you. One day you'll realize what kind of people they are.
So supposedly you have some devastating new discovery about Sophia?
Bullseye.
And who else? Her son? Ted? Because you've already taken a cheap shot at Channing. Never mind, Mason. You're not going to get to me this time. Haven't you learned anything at all from your ridiculous revelations?
Have I ever been wrong?
Has it ever mattered? You keep trying to impugn the people that I care about most, and it backfires every time. Now, you've told me about Channing and Lindsay Smith. I can live with that. But what I can't abide is your vindictiveness.
This is different.
Oh, and now Sophia. Who next? Eden? Kelly?
This is different.
Whatever happened to Sophia all those years ago doesn't interest me at all.
Me either. She pulled this one off right under your nose.
Whatever you have to say, will not change how I feel about her.
She's been lying to you since the day you met, Dad.
Nothing. I know the truth now, and I trust her completely.
Good. Then take a minute and remember how it feels, because you won't be making that mistake again.
I missed you too.
I'm not sure about anything yet, though.
We should just let it flow. Try not to define it. I'm just glad that you wanted to see me again. You had a rough morning with Gina?
Yeah, I'm calmed down now.
Don't let it get to you.
Nick, she's such a fighter. You wouldn't believe it.
So are you, lady. Just forget about her.
Yeah, okay. It's done. So, listen, you said that my dad had some books on photography. Are you sure it was here you saw it?
I'm sure.
Sometimes I wonder. Listen, if we don't have it at the library,
Well, I thought about that, but what the library doesn't have is you.
And finally, I've got a few amendments to the Capwell Enterprises bylaws.
What's that?
Due to the illness of Joel Crothers, today the part of Jack Lee will be played by Mark Schneider.
Okay, first, in Section 13, in event of director's death, etc., sub 1A, the directorship shall devolve to, we are going to strike the phrase Brandon Capwell's trustee and add the name Eden Capwell. Sub 1C, associates, strike Mason and Gina Capwell, add the name of Sophia Wayne Capwell Armonti. Section 17, sub 2A, legal counsel and advisor to the director, strike Mason Capwell and add my name. That's right. Come in. And Cece wants these this afternoon, so I want you to drop everything else.
Easy. It's not what you think.
That's fine. We'll send them over by messenger as soon as you've got them drafted. I'll be waiting here. Okay, thanks. What's wrong?
Oh, nothing. I'm fine, sorry.
Oh, you must be Kelly.
Yeah. Well, we know who you are.
I'm glad you're back, Mr. Lee. I'm Nick Hartley.
Oh, that's right. That's right. My cousin Jerry caused you two a lot of problems, didn't he? You know, I'm sorry about that. For some reason, I feel almost responsible.
Oh, no, don't. No, well, we were just surprised, I guess.
Well, you know, I was just downstairs. I had a meeting with your father earlier, and I was roaming around trying to find a quiet room just so I could make some phone calls here. I can imagine how you must have felt when you walked in.
Oh, it's okay. It's all right. It doesn't take long to see how different you and your cousin are, I guess.
Well, I don't know. He fooled a lot of people. What difference do you see in me?
Well, for one thing, you seem a lot younger.
That's right. And a lot nicer, too, I hope.
Look a little shaky, Dad. Sure you don't want a drink?
Can't you just say what you have to say?
You, Dad, ignorance is bliss. Don't be so anxious to end it. Every swig I take of your whiskey is a moment's reprieve for you. Still want to throw me out?
I don't know what good it would do. You just come back anyway.
Admit it, Dad. You wouldn't let me leave now, even if I wanted to.
Oh, try me and see.
Because you've started to think back on all those occasions when your true love wasn't so true, and you have to know. Started way back. Back when you and Sophia first met, the first time you spoke, in fact, it was on a beach, wasn't it? Seemed like an accidental meeting, just one of those things. Well, it wasn't, Dad. Lord knows how long she'd been tramping up and down that beach, scouring the horizon for some sign of you. You know, it's not exactly a novel experience to have you turn your back on me.
Cece, you all right?
Gina, go back upstairs.
What was that?
Just stay away from me. I told you that you could stay in this house on the condition that you would keep out of my sight.
Well, like it or not, And I don't very much. I still have some feelings for you. My mistake.
She's right, you know. Nothing would have happened between us if you'd only treated her decently.
Don't blame your disgusting liaison on me. You're welcome to each other.
I'll go. I'll take Brandon and leave.
Where are you going?
What is it to you?
Is Cece all right?
Go ahead. He's all yours. I finished with him.
You told him, didn't you? If that man dies, it's going to be on your conscience, Gina.
What are you talking about?
Oh, I just came from Augusta. She told me that she told you and Mason all about Channing.
Well, that's right, but I didn't tell Cece anything. Even after all he's done to me. I didn't want to be the one to tell him that Channing wasn't his. And what do you mean, if he dies? Is there something wrong?
Yes, Gina, there certainly is something wrong. That man could die at any minute. He is very ill. He has an aneurysm at the base of his skull, and he's already had 2 minor strokes.
How long has he known this?
I'm not sure. I've known it for a month or 6 weeks. He's not allowed to get excited. He shouldn't have any physical exertion at all.
No physical? Well, then that's why he didn't come near me when I came home. I thought he just didn't want me around anymore. I just thought he didn't care. I wouldn't have had anything to do with Mason if I thought he still loved... Oh, my God, Mason's in there.
He's with Mason?
Yes!
Haven't you ever wondered why she tried so hard to meet your dad? Think, what did you have that Sophia wanted?
I'm not going to play your game, Mason.
Mason, please don't.
Good, you're both just in time.
Are you all right?
Sophia, go to the guest house. I don't want you to hear this.
Oh, I do. This is perfect.
It's just lies about those first days when we met.
Mason, what did you tell him?
Don't worry, Sophia. The best is yet to come.
Mason, don't. There's something you don't know.
Why don't you go out to the guest house, Gina? You've never been more than a guest in your own house anyway.
Darling, let's go upstairs. You can lie down, all right?
No, Sophia. He's just trying to smear your name like he did Channing's, and I want him to know that it won't work this time either. I love you, Sophia.
You don't care about my feelings. Why should I care about yours?
Cece, you're just going to goad him on.
You used to hold my mother that way. Did you ever wonder what happened to her dad? You only sent her away to teach her a lesson. Divorce wasn't really on your mind.
You're not going to dredge all that up. When she walked out that door, I never heard from her again.
Don't you wonder why?
Just ignore him. Don't listen to him.
I sent messages to her family and to her friends. I wrote her at least 6 times.
She never got the letters. She tried to call you too, Dad. She wrote you constantly. She was ready to come back if you'd only let her. But her letters were intercepted at the door by your desperate wife-to-be.
That's ridiculous.
You stole my mother from me, Sophia, and that made all the difference. The day she walked out that door, my fate was sealed. I remember I was crying, and she knelt down and hugged me and said to be good, and she'd be back. And I was good. I was the best little boy in town. I never got dirty. I never spoke until spoken to. I always did exactly what I was told. I didn't realize until it was too late that it made you decide I was a gutless weakling and despise me for it. But I put up with your neglect, Channing's abuse, with Eden's spoiled tantrums, because I thought that maybe, just maybe, if I was good enough, someday you'd let my mother come back. And when Sophia disappeared and we thought that she had died, well, I thought maybe now. But, no. You were the one who came back. And I haven't heard from my mother since. Maybe she knows you're here. Maybe she's dead. Maybe she just doesn't care anymore.
Whatever happened to Pamela is no one's fault but her own.
It's her fault. She did it to both of us. She admitted it to me.
I never said anything like that to him.
Of course not.
No, of course she didn't. I heard it from Augusta.
If she had done what you say, what of it? It was a long time ago. We both made mistakes.
The lie continues to this day.
I don't care. How we fell in love is immaterial. You want me to say it? How I feel about Sophia, I could never feel about Pamela.
We'll see.
All right, Mason, that's enough, please.
Sophia made a full confession, not to me, but to a priest in a Catholic church just a few days before you were married.
Mason?
So, be aware of the fact, Dad, that you're getting your information from the best possible source. On a roundabout route from Sophia to God to you.
No. I think Eden and Mason have the business heads of the family. Not that I'm dumb, I'm just not interested, I guess.
Well, you know, that's very refreshing, Kelly. I mean, women in the 80s, I thought they all wanted to be president of General Motors.
Oh, sorry, here, I'll take these.
Kelly did those.
Really?
You want to see some good work, you should look at Nick's. This guy is a Pulitzer Prize-winning photographer right here.
Well, I'm impressed. Congratulations.
Oh, thanks.
It's very strong, Kelly. Very professional.
That's just what I told her.
You know, I think you're right. Your career is not going to go into the business end.
Yeah, well, people don't generally make money selling drawings.
No, they don't. But how about art administration? For instance, running a gallery.
I don't know about that. I mean, I like working with artists. That's okay. I don't know about selling things. I don't know, but you've got better things to talk about than what I want to do when I grow up, I think.
Other, not better. Well, if you like working with art, how about editing art books?
Dad, I'm qualified to do that.
Well, who is? You let the publisher decide that. And since you don't mind using your father's connections, I'm one of them.
Excuse me. Hello? Yeah. Okay, thanks, Rosa. There's a messenger waiting downstairs on that side door. He's got some papers from your office.
Great. I want you to stay right here because Jack Lee's traveling career counseling service will return.
He certainly is very decisive, isn't he?
Even when it's not his decision.
Art books, though. How does that sound to you?
It sounds like a good opportunity. Kelly, you look so much happier. You seem so much happier. Is it because we're spending some time together again, or is that presumptuous of me?
It's a little presumptuous, I think. But you're probably right. And don't let it go to your head, sir.
Mason, I need to talk to you alone, please.
That won't work, Sophia.
Sophia, he's not going to leave until he has said his piece, so let him do it and be done with it.
Mason, please, listen to her.
Gina, I'm surprised at you.
I mean it.
Oh, all right. We'll try it your way. Should be good for a laugh.
Cece, how are you feeling? I want you to know I had no idea. I never wanted to hurt you like this.
Gina, please. I can't handle the two of you at one time.
You see, but now I understand.
Understand what?
Mason, look at it this way. It's your word against mine. He's going to believe me before he believes you.
Yeah, I'm sure you're right. Which is why I brought a copy of Channing's blood sample subtype from the autopsy report. He'll have only to compare it with his own to know who's telling the truth. So deny it. You'll look even worse.
I used to feel so loved and wanted. And then it all stopped. I started to wonder why you ever married me. Cece, it hurt so much. What happened with Mason never would have happened if I knew it was your health that was keeping you away from me.
Who told you that? How'd you find out? Did you go to Dr. Biddle's?
No. Sophia told me.
Well, you're not to repeat that ever again. And if this is some kind of a plea for forgiveness, forget it. For your information, my marrying you was the price I had to pay to keep Brandon in this family.
Mason, that was more than 20 years ago. I have gone through so much since then. I've changed so much. I regret what I did to Pamela. I really
the hell
regret,
you do,
but
Sophia.
I could undo.
You stand there and tell me that you've changed even while you try to manipulate me the way you did him?
All right, forget about me. Now, I'm going to tell you something, and I wasn't to tell you, but now I'm going to have to. Your father, listen to me. Your father is very ill. If you tell him about Channing,
please,
he's not...
Sophia, spare me the rest. And in his fragile condition, the shock might finish him. Is that
Yes, that's it. And if you don't believe
Good
me, then
guess. I don't. But I'm grateful for the chance to see your wiles
I don't
in
care. I
action.
wash my hands.
I will. Let's get on with this. What are you two talking about?
Nothing that you can't hear. Nothing you're not going to hear.
CC, I've gone over that new paperwork you asked for. Everything seems to be in order. All I need is your signature.
All right, Jack, fine. I'll be right in. I'm going to bring Sophia and Mason and Gina with me. I want you to explain everything to them, too.
All right.
I've really got to get back to work. I'd love to stand here turning pages all day, but listen, what are the chances of you and I having dinner tonight?
Tonight?
Yeah.
Well, we talked about having a family dinner kind of thing, but I'm not sure yet.
Well, if not tonight, how about this weekend?
Well, we'll talk before then.
Kelly.
Yeah.
I just called a publisher friend of mine.
You call Jack. Come on.
Don't start yelling at me yet. He wasn't in. But I took the liberty of doing that because I feel that I want to make up for what my rotten cousin interrupted in your life. And if you don't jump up and down too much, and if you don't complain too loudly, I'll see what kind of opening there might be in the publishing company for you.
Well, I guess it won't hurt to look into it. I mean, Nick and I were just talking about... Nick? Hang on just 1 minute.
Mason, if you don't tell him, I will.
So this is something the two of you concocted. I suppose that's the way you spent your intimate moments? All right, what? Tell me what?
That Sophia...
I thought so. Well, this time when you walk out that door, you're not coming back to harass me. I'm going to get an injunction against you from ever stepping foot in this house or seeing Sophia or me or Brandon ever again. Gina, I give you with my blessing and curse. Jack? Oh, he's in the study.
You won't need the injunction. I won't be coming back after today. I had a moment of weakness, but it's over now. You know, it's like the fear of God, fear of the Father, bred into the bone. It's what made me, when I was a child, cry myself to sleep so many nights after I'd been kneeling by my bed, praying that you would die, that a monster would come forth out of the sea and eat you alive. I cried because I thought only a horrible, evil child could wish such a thing. You see, with fathers, nature puts something in us that punishes even the wish to be free. Here I am, my wish come true. The monster has crawled out of the sea, and I have but to give the word, and you'll be eaten alive.
I am so sick of your litany of grievances. You work yourself into a frenzy, trying to justify hating me for the miserable person that you've become. You recount every moment of your childhood before you were 10. Well, I am through feeling guilty about your wretched life. No single human being could have done what you ask of me. I'm a man, not a giant.
But you tried to be. You've left a swath of trampled bodies behind you as far as the eye can see. But I'm the one holding the sword now. And today's the day I come to power. The evil giant's about to fall from his throne, and his wicked queen will fall with him.
Yeah, I knew who it was. It was dark, but not that dark. And even if it was, I still would have known.
Well, now, how? Was it someone you knew before?
You know, when I was on the stand and I was saying all those things about you and Lakin, and how you supposedly came on to me like you couldn't keep your hands off me or something. And the worst part about it is I stood there and I was thinking that you deserved it.
No, that's not the worst thing. The worst thing is what happened to you. I'm so sorry.
What's wrong with you? I tell you I almost ruined your life and enjoyed it, and you tell me you're sorry.
No. The fact is, you didn't ruin my life, and you didn't enjoy it. I was there, remember? Are you trying to make me hate you? Would that make you feel better? I mean, why are you always trying to make out yourself to be so much worse than you are?
I don't know.
Now, I think you've been punished enough. Now, does that make me a fool? I mean, does that mean that something's wrong with me there?
No, it just means that... I don't know what it means. Except that you're different than any other guy that I've ever met. Then I guess I already knew that.
Well, you did what you had to do to survive.
Yes. Yes, I did. But I'm still very sorry.
I know. So, you gonna be afraid of me anymore?
No.
Gonna tell me to leave?
No.
Good. Good, then we can go to the police together and turn this creep in.
No, I can't do that.
Why?
Ted, don't push me. I can't.
Why not? I mean, why do you want to hang out in this empty house when you can have this guy just put away?
For how long? Even if they convict him, for what, for 5 years? Then what? Then he'll come looking for me. And it won't be just a rape or a beating. I know him. He'll kill me.
All right, look, 5 years, I mean, that's a long time. Now, in the meantime, he'll change. He'll go through some psychiatric help.
Now, that's the kind of thinking that gets you in trouble. Some people are just born bad and they don't change.
All right, okay, suppose he gets out in 5 years. They'll be watching him. And you'll have some friends that'll be looking out for you. Me, for one.
Ted, I'd like to be your friend. It'd be nice. But don't start making promises that you can't keep. I'm not going to even know you in 5 years.
Well, why?
Because that's just the way it's always worked out for me.
No, wait a minute. Look, I'm here now, aren't I? You think something worse is going to happen than we've already been through? You know something, Christy? The only person you trust is this guy following you, whoever he is. He's the only guy you think you can count on for him to do what he said he will. Now that's a little screwed up. That's backwards. You know, it's always going to be you and him until you take a little gamble there and trust somebody else. Now, might as well be me.
Yeah, all right. But there's some things that you don't know.
Kelly, honey, please stay. I want you to hear this too. Jack, would you describe to everyone the changes I had you make today in regards to the business and so forth?
All right. These are the amended bylaws of Capwell Industries. Barring Mason entirely, with Eden to become director and Brandon as co-director when he comes of age. Myself named as legal advisor. Gina Capwell is also dropped as an associate.
That isn't fair.
This is the new will, leaving Mason and Gina Capwell the sum of $1 each, with the usual language to make clear that this is not an oversight but a deliberate disinheritance. Also, Sophia is now numbered among your beneficiaries. And this is a petition for dissolution of your marriage to Gina Blake DeMott Capwell and request for custody of your adopted son, Brandon.
Thank you, Jack.
With those over, CC, let me know. Give me a call at the office.
Thank you. I'll get to them as soon as I can. Kelly, honey, see Jack out, would you?
Yeah, sure, Dad.
I'm not surprised you'll take everything away from me and give it to her. But custody of Brandon? Never. I will never let you take him away
Gina,
from me.
stop it. There's no use tearing up the papers. Jack has copies of them.
Relax, Gina. Don't you know we're gonna have the last laugh? He won't get custody of Brandon because he won't want it.
Didn't hear anything?
I'm sure I did.
No, Christy, you're just jumping.
Ted, I really don't think that we should stay here. I mean, if you found me...
No, come on,
anybody-
I'm here. My car's right outside. We can leave anytime we want to, but I want you to finish what you were saying. Now, what things don't I know? What?
Well, first of all, there was no plan. I mean, when it happened, I wasn't thinking about blaming you. I wasn't thinking about anything. The next thing I knew, I came to, I was in the hospital, all my family was around me, and Cruz Castillo was there. I guess I was saying your name in my sleep, I don't know. But anyway, I came to, and I remember Cruz was asking me who did it. And I remember thinking, did what? I mean, what are they talking about? That's how out of it I was. And then Mary and my mom said, was it Ted? And I remembered you, and I remembered the bracelet and the fight we had because I took it. Stole it. That is what I did. Because I was mad at you for not being the same way you. I'm not blaming anybody. I know. And I said yes. I mean, without even thinking about it, I just said yes, it was Ted. Because I was so mad and so ashamed about what happened that I hated you. And even though I knew it was all my own fault.
Well, mostly. Maybe. I don't know. It was pretty insensitive of me not to know how you felt. I mean, I should have just said hell with the bracelet if it was that important to you.
And then, by the time I knew what I was doing, it was too late. I had to stick by it. I mean, they were all counting on me, my mom and Mary. For once, they were all there when I needed them, when it really counted.
I know what you mean. Must have felt good, huh?
No. Because it was just a lie. Still, I know this sounds awful, but I think it was the closest we ever came to being a happy family. I mean, the way happy families are supposed to act when there's some kind of crisis. And I knew if I changed my mind after I sounded so sure it was you, that it would just fall apart. But I still would have done it. Except he was there, and
What, the man who raped you? He was at the hospital? Christy, he came and threatened you at the hospital?
I know, I should have just told someone right then and there. I mean, he should be the one to be afraid, right? Not me, but I can't. I could never do it.
Never. Wait a minute here. Are you saying this isn't the first time? He raped you before? When? What happened once before? Twice?
I don't even know.
Christy, my God! Oh.
Ed, I didn't want anything to do with him. You gotta believe me, he made me do this. I didn't want to. Oh. Ted, how much money do you have?
Not much. I got some credit cards. Why?
Do you have a passport?
Yes.
Are they like hard to get?
Now, I don't think running is the answer.
Wait a minute, you didn't tell anybody that you were coming here, right?
No. Lakin, that's all.
And she wouldn't tell anybody? She wouldn't go to the police?
No, I told her not to. I mean, the only person she might tell would be your brother Steve. But he's not going to tell anybody. What's wrong?
No, you're right. Running's not going to help. It never does. He always finds me.
All right, so whoever this guy is, he's sick. Now, he has to be stopped. So, come with me to the police.
Police can't help. I know what I have to do.
What?
I have to kill him.
For a while there, we almost liked each other, didn't we? For a while there, I was back in the will, back on the board of directors. Once again, you've changed my life. Well, I'm about to change yours, Dad. Utterly. Are you sure you're prepared for it?
Of course he's not. But what does that matter? Look what he's done to our lives.
It's going to rekindle with a vengeance your feud with the Lockridges. It will sunder the bond between you and your beloved Sophia forever.
You even overestimate your power to be destructive.
Oh, I don't think so. Because you see, a monumental deception has been foisted on you, Dad. On all of us. It flows like tainted blood from the very heart of this house and this family's identity. It's what kept alive Sophia's feelings for Lionel.
That's a lie, Mason.
It's what made Channing Sophia's special son. It makes your undisguised adoration of him an outrage that you can never repair or even fathom. It makes Channing's death a study in destiny. And it makes a gruesome mockery of the fact that he was pre-selected at birth to be your namesake, a mirror of you.
You've always coveted that name.
Not anymore.
You've always used it as evidence against me because I slighted you at birth, you being the eldest son. I've told you before, the decision to name Channing after me was Sophia's.
That's right. It was.
Cece, would you please ask Mason to leave? And Gina too, both of them?
Why? We have nothing to fear from Mason.
That's what you think.
Cece, please don't even ask any questions. Just get that injunction. Get them out of here forever. Please, if you love me, do it for both of us.
He's always sounding like he's announcing the end of the world. What was it the last time? Just that Channing had a brief homosexual interlude?
Listen to you. A brief interlude? Hey, you make it sound like it was a tune he was whistling to pass the time.
Well, maybe he was. Santana was away having Brandon.
It's not a cold, Dad. It's not something you catch because it's going around and it lays you up for a few days. But you've started the whitewash in your head already, haven't you? Just like always. Channing's arrogance, you called his self-confidence. His lies and schemes were only peccadillos. When he abandoned his own child and the woman who bore it, that just showed his independent spirit, didn't it? Well, here's something you can't whitewash, Dad. Channing Capwell Jr. wasn't
Mason,
even...
stop it! You don't know what
Shut
you're
up!
doing!
Sophia. You know what he was going to tell me. Don't you?
You're not thinking straight.
Yes, I am.
Well, you can't kill him.
Yeah, I can. I've dreamt it so many times, I know just what to do.
Wait, I know what he did to you, and you do have every reason to kill him, but, Christy, that is murder.
I can't stop him. The law can't stop him only for a few years. There's no other answer.
This is like running away from home. You're going to be the one who's going to pay in the end, Christy.
I'll be paying anyway.
The laws are not infallible, okay? But you're just going to have to take a chance and take this guy to court, and Christy, just be brave. Yes, I will help.
Ted, I am being brave. I'm gonna kill him.
What?
My stepfather always kept a gun in the house. He said it was to protect against burglars. But it really wasn't. It was just to threaten my mom with.
Not loaded.
It wouldn't have been much of a threat if it wasn't loaded. Sometimes she came home from work late, and he'd accuse her of having affairs. My mother. Can you believe it? I don't know, maybe she was. He used to slap her around with one hand and hold his gun in the other. And I remember looking at it and thinking, I don't know, maybe I saw it in a movie or something.
Christy, what is that?
I was thinking about telekinetic powers, you know? That's where someone can look at something, like say a book, right? And they can make it do anything they want, like move or catch fire or anything they want. And I remember looking at the gun in his hand and concentrating really hard. And I'd try to make it blow up in his hand. But that's not the way it works in real life. You gotta hold it and point it and pull the trigger.
One fact in particular always struck me as particularly unjust, Dad. The fact that I was your son. What child hasn't dreamed that the people who call themselves his parents are really only imposters? I know I did. I made a religion of it. In biology class, when we learned how to take our own blood types, I checked mine very carefully, but to no avail. What a crashing disappointment to learn that I was really, undeniably, certifiably your son.
You know how many times I wish that you weren't my son? You become a humiliation. It's bad enough that I had to apologize for your public tantrums, your drunken brawls, your sluts calling the office for money. And then I had to buy you a job with the DA just to keep you out of trouble. But then to find you with my wife.
It was your own fault. You were never honest with me about anything.
Quiet! You wonder why it's been so easy for me to accept Channing's affair with another man. Whatever he was, his pleasures were never so twisted as yours are.
Cece, don't. You're going to push him too far.
It's all time he heard it. You ever think I dreamed, too, of having a son worthy enough to carry on after me? But to my everlasting shame, disgust, I only have you.
Then we're both losers, Dad. And true to form, Channing's the lucky one.
Why?
Mason?
The blood that spilled onto the carpet that night Channing was killed. You can still see the ghost of it there.
Mason, stop it!
You know what they say, Dad? Blood will tell. And the blood that flowed through Channing's veins never came from you.
What?
Well, the face, the golden hair, the eyes, the hands, the bones, only the name. Channing was not your son.